Now, as many Richmondites know, this continually flooded area of Water Street in historical downtown Richmond has gone through many transformations, including this latest one right now, where, as you can see, the road work is still continuing. Now, this has impacted local businesses. We spoke to local business owners and workers alike to tell us how this has impacted business, if at all, and how they hope that this new transformation will help make this area boom again in Richmond.
First Trust Bank can help your money do more. Ask about their CDs. With annual percentages ranging from 1.76 APY for 1 year to 2.02 for a 2-year CD. First Trust Bank has the experience and the staff to better serve you. Member FDIC, NMLS number 688788.
Several years ago, they did a project, the Water Street project, in an effort to kind of reroute the creek that goes under Water Street, which is Dreaming Creek. And I think that went successful. That was a pretty good project, but they had a problem with the top surface, with the pavers, and that didn't really work out too well. So the city had to go back, hire the Allen Company to come back in and take up the top part of the street and put it back down with asphalt. They wanted the water originally to kind of drain down through the cobbled pavers, and which worked out great, or in theory, I guess, but it just didn't work out long term. And so what the Allen Company, part of what their project had to do was compensate, because they're going to asphalt it now, they had to compensate for the loss of that water being able to permeate down between the pavers. So they had to put in more culverts and water catches in order to deal with the overflow of water. And they've divided the project into 3 phases from what I understand. There's phase 1, which is this area that we're in right now, and then phase 2 was up between 1st and 2nd Streets, and then phase 3 was from behind my building toward Madison Avenue. And they actually are ahead of schedule, and so now we've got it opened all the way from the old post office, essentially all the way back up to 2nd Street. You know, it had to be done, and the city and the Allen Company have been great. You know, they've made it as painless as they possibly could, even though it was a big project.
I think that sales are still going pretty well. Most things are through email or over phone. I think the only thing really is people picking up. You know, we've had a few people call and ask where to park. The construction workers have been really well about moving the signs and redirecting which way you can come in and exit. So that's really only been the big notice that I've, seen since the construction has started. You just come down First Street, and Shelf Life is right here, right off of First Street. We're getting Christmas designs rolling in, so come get you some presents and gifts for everyone else, or a shirt to wear with your pajama pants. So we've got some Thanksgiving things rolling in as well. So if you still need a Thanksgiving shirt to wear, we have that as well.
Now, as you just heard, this has impacted businesses in the area quite a bit. Not too bad, however. But we also spoke to City Manager Rob Meinrich, who said they will soon remedy the flooding problems that have been ongoing for years and will be bigger and better than ever.
There was FEMA grant money involved, state grant money involved, and then the city matched a percentage of it as well. And it was a pretty big undertaking, because basically they increased the capacity of drainage underneath Water Street with large concrete culverts. And that project ran basically from, I guess it would be 2nd Street all the way down to where Millstone Park is now, underneath Millstone Park, across Main Street, and then into what is Dreaming Creek. So the first time around was a much bigger undertaking than what we're doing now. Obviously, people are familiar with how Water Street failed with the pavers on top of it. We had a lot of settling. So what we've done is we hired Bell Engineering, and they came up with a design to what we think will fix the problem with Water Street. All the cobblestone pavers are coming out, and we're going anywhere from 16 to 24 inches down in the subsurfaces, and replacing geofabric and new subsurface material, compacting it, and coming back with asphalt. Now, one thing they've done, they've added close to 20, I think it's 22 stormwater inlets that will help with the flooding. Main Street sits on a ridge that runs through town, and then you have EKU on the other side. And if you think about Water Street, you have water flowing down to that street from all 4 sides. The big concrete culverts that have been installed to increase the capacity can now hold the water that flows in, as long as it's getting down to them. And the addition of the stormwater inlets will prevent it from flooding. All indications are they'll be done before Christmas. but they will have to come back in April and put the final layer of asphalt. We also set up a mitigation fund that the commission approved a couple meetings ago that will give some relief to the businesses down there that can apply for lost revenues, because I know the first time around some businesses were hurt pretty bad by the long-term construction.
So stay tuned as WBON-TV will be continuing to follow up with this project going through the heart of historical Richmond. And also, remember, as this is ongoing, you can still easily access all these businesses in the heart of downtown. For more stories such as these, always be sure to tune in to WBONTV.com. I'm Marissa Hempel.